Howdy folks. Well, it's still daylight. There's chickens all over the yard, but I'm going to record this now so that tonight I can just hang out with the family. Also, I got to get this done now, and then I got to run and drop the tiller off with the tailor guy. I was supposed to do that yesterday. Also tonight I'm going to probably get a haircut. Looking a little fuzzy. All right. In the spirit of the season, I'm going to read to you a piece from Roughneck Grace that is called Making the Most Out of Moles. In San Juan Capistrano, spring brings swallows. Here we get moles, the furry kind, that is. The furry kind with 4 feet that tunnel through the yard, that is. Little dermatology humor for you there. Something must be done. I am aware, after the requisite online search session, that there are innumerable alleged ways to get rid of moles, and thus to broach the subject is to beg for a heavy-duty swamping of the inbox. Penetrating traps, insecticides, fumigants, subterranean metal barriers, improved soil drainage, or my favorite piece of advice, simply wait it out. Moles live less than 3 years. Unless that's a celibate mole, I call foul. What we are admitting here is that up to and including a nuclear holocaust, the moles win and will party with the cockroaches. So perhaps instead of treating the yard, setting the traps, and hoping for insectivore abstinence, a guy might just go with it and start a mole farm. Clearly conditions here are perfect. Right from my room over the garage, I can see a network of willy-nilly ridges crisscrossing the property as if laid out by a highway engineer raised in a pinball machine. And that's only the yard. I got another 37 acres to work with. Imagine the burrowing herds. The greatest challenge, of course, will be marketing. For starters, the mole is not so photogenic. The paddling claws, the narrow snoot, the teensy eyes, it's tough to overcome the prejudice of prettiness. Right out of the gate, it occurred to me that a market might exist for the pelts. After all, an English queen once tried to reduce Scotland's mole population in this very manner by popularizing moleskin coats. But she was a queen, and her resources were beyond mine, and besides, who's going to tell a queen her coat resembles the third cousin to a rat? Plus, I looked into the matter, and it takes something like 3,000 pins to hold all those teensy mole pelts together while you sew them up. And clumsy as I am, that just sounds like the sort of thing that leads to outrageous medical bills. I gave further deep consideration to the possibility of promoting moles as an unexploited source of protein. I have some preparatory experience in this area, as I once very nearly made $1 million selling surplus squirrels in the form of jerky, or as I called it, squirky trademark. Sadly, the dream died when I was unable to attract the requisite angel investors. Sometimes people are blind. I suppose the key is to pitch my moles as pasture-raised, which is sort of true, except they dine mainly on grubs and earthworms, which is tough to frame. I'm seeing tiny artisanal sandwiches marketed as pasture-raised mole on a roll, or a hearty salad, mole in a bowl. Shish kebabs, mole on a pole. Or perhaps the key is to follow the lead of the folks who renamed the Patagonian toothfish to the much more poetically palatable Chilean sea bass. Rather than convince people to enjoy minced mole, I'll offer loin of lawn tunneler or subterranean sirloin. I do entertain myself sometimes. This stuff. Got a pretty low bar. Or I could simply hire a bulldozer, shave off a foot of topsoil, and start over. Because tomorrow morning there will be fresh tunnels, and somewhere in there, the responsible party, a mole, enjoying the first earthworm of spring and dreaming of love, no matter what they say. Yeah, man. They're out there. And by the way, I meant that part, don't send me emails or notes or comments on how to deal with the mold, because I've already, when that column came out, I got 500 of them, including stuffed the tunnels full of gumballs. Mixed results. That's all I got to say. All right. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're being good to each other. Forward.